88.1 XFM Total Hit Music Station. Also, another episode of Mic Time with Marty. I've got some radio DJs here who are in the same line as me to say hello to Jack and Henry.
Kia ora, everybody. What's going
on? What's going on?
So, Jack, I saw your face when I said radio DJs.
Yes. It's just a big honor. I see ourselves as a radio. Just kind of, I don't really think of we're radio DJs, but like, it seems like a much bigger title than it feels.
Yeah.
It feels very, very serious, and we just kind of have a lot of fun. Doesn't feel like work.
I feel like because we've been doing it for the past year, and
Yeah.
half the time when we do it, it's not necessary. We've never really called ourselves that. We've just kind of been like, oh, this is something we do for like a fun hobby. But like at the end of the day, we're beginning to broadcast to like heaps of people around the world, and it's not a thing that we've actually taken and have a thought about. We've just kind of been like, yeah, this is what we do every Saturday, or this is what we do every other, like when we do our show. So It's cool to hear that out loud, if you know what I mean.
Don't worry, I'm the same. People are like, oh my gosh, you've interviewed all these amazing people. I'm like, they're just people.
Voice.
They're just people.
Exactly.
So how did you guys come up with the name GroundHog?
I love this story, actually. This is just it's not even a good story.
It's not a good story at all.
Jack, you can say it because I know.
It's a favorite of mine. So it goes perfectly in line with how we actually started DJing in the first place. So I messaged Henry out of the blue. I sent him a clip. I think it was a DJ, the Blessed Madonna, doing a really, really bad cut at a festival, and it's just no good. It was terrible. And I sent that to Henry, and I said, "Oh, I bet we could do better than that." And he goes, "Yeah, all right, bet. Let's do it." Like, oh, sweet, cool. So I go around to his house maybe a week later, his flat in Hamilton, and we started DJing. Just funsies, probably wasn't very good at all looking back. And we kind of just think, oh, what should we call ourselves? We need a name if we're going to be a duo. And literally the first thing that popped into Henry's head, how about GroundHog? Sweet, cool, done. That's it.
We're just simple people, honestly. The first thing that comes in my head, we ran with it. We just ran with it from the get-go. But I think it was along the lines of like, what could we call ourselves that's something like just like simple to know? And we kind of like thought about other DJ names. Like, well, I think we thought of like Fisher for an example, because he's named after a fish. And then we thought of like other DJ names that were like kind of like animal based DJ names, which I thought was just really funny at the time. Like, wow. So I was like sure.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a DJ called, there's like an artist called stuff like Black V-Neck. So, there's more in, there's, I don't want to say worse names, but there's
creative. You can use that too.
Yeah, there's more creative names. Yeah. More abstract names.
So what was your guys' reaction when you were asked to DJ for a radio station?
Oh man, that was like, I think it was big in the sense that I remember because we met up with our good mate and now our boss, Conrad Lancaster. Shout out Conrad Lancaster.
Shout out DJ Caster.
He is the creator of the Vibe, and he runs the Vibe, and he gave us this opportunity. And we kind of met on a limb, honestly. I was in the historic village down in the Mood building where it was kind of like it was still a radio station too called The Station. And I walked in, partly, I think. I'm not too sure what they're doing now. But I walked in on a limb and I just asked like, hey, I love what you guys are doing here. And I think I got in a conversation with one of the ladies, and I was like, I would love to talk to Grant, who was like the big head man at the time. And she's like, Grant's not here. And then Conrad walked in the door. He was hungover as hell. And he walked in and he was talking to Helen, the person I was talking to. And Helen was like, oh, actually, Conrad, this person is like really interested in like music and radio and stuff. Why don't you have a conversation with him? And he looks at me and he's like, yeah, all right, why not? So we just sat down and we ended up having a conversation for the next like 3 hours, just yarning about like all good music and all stuff that he's doing. And after that, he met up with us again and he said, would you guys like to launched this radio show of ours, and we've been with him since the beginning, like the beginning of when he first launched the radio show, which I think is really awesome to think about. Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's amazing. Like, it took you a 3-hour conversation. Yeah, it took me 20 weeks to get to a radio station.
bro. It's just
What's the secret?
it was on it. I think it was just timing, honestly.
I
think if he hadn't have come through that door, or if I wasn't there, like none of this would have happened, you know, and we wouldn't be where we are like today in terms of what we're doing. And I think we owe Conrad a lot of 100%.
It's a good lesson, actually, in taking every opportunity that comes your way.
Exactly.
You know, put yourself out there, give everything a go. Something's bound to come back to you.
So, did you guys always want to do music and radio? Like, what was the big dream?
Whoa, I don't know. That's an awesome question. I love that question because it makes me kind of think about back to when we were in our flat, in my flat in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And we were just doing this out of pure fun. We just loved to like meet up after like uni, and we would legit just jam out in my room for like a couple hours, like every day.
Bro, I found this sweet new track. You got to hear it. I'm like, oh yeah, sweet, chuck it on, and then we just would fiddle around and just like do little house parties and stuff. Yeah, we fiddle around together.
Yeah.
He's very gentle.
Very gentle fiddling. Anyway, we just got to the point where we were just kind of like, we'll be a duo. We'll call ourselves GroundHog. Why not?
Yeah.
And we didn't really have any big dreams. We were just pretty stoked to just like I think our first big dream was we wanted to play a house party. I think that was like our first like thing that we were like, yo, we've got to play a house party. We've got to do this.
We've got to play to a crowd. We got to play to people. Yeah.
And then everything else just kind of started coming along the way. It was very much small goals. There was never anything like huge in the mix. And the whole radio thing just kind of fell into place. Like we didn't think we were ever going to do radioing when we first started, which was crazy. It's but looking back on it, it's like it's an awesome experience. I think it's like you learn so much from that.
Yeah, we've had an unorthodox path, and I think that's really groovy. Like we literally started with nothing in mind, as purely as a hobby, and then everything just kind of fell into place. You know, it was just bringing things up with the right people. We started playing at little bars and stuff, and then those people knew other people who then got us into bigger gigs, and now we're playing Astrolabe all the time. Now we're doing this radio stuff, and it's like, it's you know, weird to think only not even 2 years ago, none of this was a thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I never thought I'd be doing radio and talking to like people like you guys. Yet here I am. Still got like a normal job, but then I do this on the side. So
yeah, I saw you did an interview with Borge. Big shout out Borge.
Big shout out Borge. The boys. We love the boys.
Yes. So how did you guys get in contact with them? Like, I got in contact with them because I saw them on TikTok, and then I found their Instagram, messaged them literally that night. They messaged back.
That's cool.
So
how did we get into that?
I don't know. This was mostly you. I remember distinctly. I was away that weekend.
Yeah, I think we messaged them because we did our radio show and we like to bring people on and like get them to jump on the mix and just have a jam with us at the same time. And I think we asked them, how would you guys, I kind of just slid into their DMs, honestly, if you want to put that in the best way possible.
Don't worry, I do the same thing. That's how I get all my interviews. That's how I got you guys. I just slid in your DMs and just hope for the best.
It's just hope for the best. And
putting the sauce on.
No, that's because we didn't really know anybody. And we knew that like in this industry, it's a lot about like who you know, like knowing people, or just like chucking yourself out there to make sure and see what comes back, really. And so I knew these guys weren't big. Well, they are big, but you know what I mean? They're like kind of like, they're still like, they're in Auckland, they're a duo like us. So I just chucked a lemon. I was just like, hey, what do you guys think about dropping in a mix or like coming for a show? And this was during when like COVID was happening, so they couldn't come in, nobody could come in, and like we really love having like face-to-face interaction with our like guests and stuff. So they kind of dropped in a mix for us, and we're still yet to do an interview with them at some point. I'm hoping in the near future we can get them to come down to Mount.
Yeah.
And just spend the day with them. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah. I was supposed to go to Auckland to their show that they did, but of course, COVID.
Yeah.
How has COVID impacted your guys' careers?
Well, I mean, we got started in the lockdown. Like we officially debuted as an act in the first lockdown in 2020. So in that sense, it's kind of the catalyst. Recently, though, it's been very good for our creativity. We've been making a lot of music and like kind of also, expanding our scope of genre. Like Henry's big into his like big heavy bass music. I'm more into like, I've been getting into hardcore techno and stuff. We've been kind of playing around with different stuff because we can't go anywhere. We can't do any gigs. It's like, well, we got to keep ourselves entertained musically somehow. So
Exactly.
at least from my perspective, I can't speak for Henry, but I think it's been, other than losing out on gigs and not being able to do the show, I think it's been fairly positive. Like I can't complain too much.
Yeah, it's been a blessing and a curse, because I think we've definitely been a lot more productive in terms of our duo, our brand, and like what we're kind of doing. We haven't really focused much on like anything else besides like making music, thinking of other weird and wacky ways we can like spread our brand and just like planning, and hopefully in the summertime we're gonna give everything a go and just see if it works or not. I think it'd be that'd be the best thing, honestly.
So how do you guys deal when something doesn't go properly? Because I know with radio there can be one fault push of the button and everything's done.
Oh, I got a good story for this.
We've had a couple of those.
Go ahead.
This one still bothers me to this day. This happened, I think, in April. No, not April. Like March, like May, a few months ago. But it still annoys me. So we had Little Fisher was in not Little Fisher. What's his name? Little Fritter. Fisher's mate, Little Fritter, came to Tauranga to play at Miss G's, which is like the local venue where the international artists go.
I used to work there.
Oh, true.
Oh, yo. What are the
Great
odds of
spot.
that? That's cool.
Continue.
Anyway, that's all right. No, you're fine. Yeah, so I just hit him up just on a whim, just being like, hey, bro, I see you're in town. We do a little radio show here at the Mount. You were playing on the Friday. Would you be able to come in on the Saturday, the next day? Just jump in for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes for a quick interview, 30 minutes on the decks. You could even send us a mix if you want to. That's fine. And just have you on. And he got back to me like a day later, and then he said, yeah, bro, sweet, keen, let's do it. Give me a call like the day before and we'll organize it. So I hit him up again. I sent him a message and he was being kind of flaky. He was like, oh, I don't know, bro. I've got this flight going at like, I think it was 2:00. We wanted him for 1, and we're right next to the airport where our office is. So it's like, I get it's a tight fit, but like, come on, you can still, I'm sure we can make it work somehow. You even come in the morning and pre-record or whatever. And he's like, oh, I don't know, bro. We'll just see how we go. So I get to the office early, like 10:30. We start at 12. And I'm like fretting a little bit. I start calling this guy and he's not picking up the phone. I called him about 5 times and he just doesn't pick up the phone. I sent him a message saying, hey, bro, are you still coming in? What's going on? Didn't hear back from him. He didn't respond. Like that was it. He just didn't come through. Nothing happened. I see on his story like 2:30 that he's sitting in the airport lounge making some music. I'm like, oh, bro, come on. He could have at least said, He could have at least. So when that happens, he's too big, big fish in a little pond. But yeah, when that happened, and you can tell I'm still mad about it. But when it happened, it was like in the moment, it was obviously I was fretting. I'm like, how are we going to reorganize? But then kind of as soon as it clicked that like, well, this isn't going to happen. He's not going to make it in time. Me and Henry can think on our feet. So we're just kind of, well, we'll just do a different segment, something else. I don't even remember what it was, but we did something else. We still planned it out. It still went smoothly, but yeah, when things don't go to plan, we just kind of roll with the punches and see what we can do.
There's been plenty of times where we're playing like in a live event, and either one of us like just pushes a button, and the music just stops.
Mhm.
Everything shuts down.
Me
The whole
too.
crowd is like, "What's going on?" And I think we have like a tally chart of how many times between Jack and I we mess up.
I've been keeping track, at least for myself. I think I'm at like 4, and Henry's at 1.
There's been at times like I've done some pretty bad mistakes, but we've all done some pretty bad mistakes while doing DJing in like public venues and stuff like that as well. I think the one funny thing was I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up wanting to play Sweet Caroline in the club. I don't know what came over me, but I was looking at Jack like mid-set, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And he's like, don't do it. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it, bro. And I did it. And luckily the crowd was like genuinely okay with it.
They loved it.
But like, and then he looked at me and he's like, don't you ever do that again to me. I swear to God. You do this again.
This man struck fear into my heart. It was a big moment. We had to go to counseling and everything. It was terrible.
Oh no.
The relationship was very strained.
I think it's the same with me, like especially doing radio and like you've got to do like say for instance like you're doing a giveaway and you stumble your words. Oh my gosh. I hate it. Like I think it was like, oh, I'm giving away like a big box of Coke and I accidentally did the wrong word.
Oh no.
Oh no. Luckily it was about an hour before the actual ad played, so I was able to bleep out the word. So I'm like, and then
let it go to air. Be brave.
And my mental's like, why was there a bleep? He's like, because I kind of said something else besides the other thing.
Nice.
I'm
sure you find though when you're in that moment, you do you feel like initially it's a panic, but 95% of the time when you look back, it's kind of just a laugh. Yeah.
Like when I looked at my first ever interview that I did, which was with Sam Bunker, who plays Boyd Rolliston for Shortland Street, I was like,
oh, wow.
I was so freaking scared. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and now I'm like, I don't care. I'm just talking to people, having fun, and that's it.
You've got to have that mentality, like
exactly,
because every time we go live on air, and like we're just like, okay, we're not gonna overthink this. We'll just go with what we're talking about and just keep going. And if we stutter,
5 minutes before any break, we just Henry or I would just say, all right, I got something to talk about. Roll with me. That usually works out.
Kind of bounce off one another. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I would say just imagine that you're back in your flat, just like. No one's listening, just you guys.
True. Very true.
All right.
Days, too bad no cheers.
Yeah. It kind of looks like you both are drinking the same thing.
I'm not. I'm drinking. This is I picked it up today. It's like a Barker's like syrup cordial thing. It's blood orange, lime, and bitters.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, I know. It's very tasty.
And Henry?
I'm drinking a seltzer. I don't know why. You got Sprite. Yeah. I don't know why I'm on seltzers recently. I've just kind of like grown accustomed. Everybody else hates them except for me. I've grown accustomed to the taste, and I don't mind because it's like I've just kind of. It's a summery drink. I like to drink and think it's summer, even though it's it kind of is. It kind of is.
Yeah.
It basically is. Yeah. I mean, it's hot enough to be.
Okay, so this is a segment where I just answer quick fire questions. So I'll say one of your guys' names, and you're going to answer them as fast as you can.
Oh, no. Okay.
All right.
I'm not
going to
get on my feet. Here we go.
Don't worry. This isn't the game yet. This is just something like...
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Henry, favorite color?
Green.
Jack, favorite alcoholic beverage?
Waikato beer.
Okay. Jack, favorite fast food restaurant.
Wendy's.
Okay. Henry, favorite place to go biking.
Redwoods.
You have to think about that one. Okay.
Good answer.
Jack, favorite color.
Purple.
Okay. Henry, favorite animal besides dog.
Cat.
Good answer.
Okay. Jack, same question. Favorite animal besides dog or cat?
Birds. African grey parrot specifically. African grey parrot. That is my favorite animal.
Okay.
Awfully specific.
Yeah, jeez.
You got a cheat sheet?
Yeah.
You have to be in this industry. You gotta be prepared.
Wait, show me your cheat sheet, bro. Have you got a cheat sheet?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh. Wait, does that mean I have one too? Anyway.
Cheaters.
Henry, favorite movie.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Jack, favorite actress.
Oh, I'm gonna say Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. Henry, favorite genre of music besides techno.
Ooh.
That's a great question. Like deep house.
Cool.
That's a hard question. That's a very hard question to answer.
All right. Jack, same question.
If we're not doing any techno, rap or hip hop.
Okay. Jack, favorite rap artist.
Freddie Gibbs.
Henry, favorite rap artist.
Mac Miller.
Okay, cool. Okay, now it's your guys' turn to get revenge. You guys are going to do the same thing to me. So it's going to go Henry, Jack, Henry, Jack.
Okay.
Be nice.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, I'll go first then. Favorite vacation spot?
Coromandel.
Dope.
Okay. Country you'd want to live in besides New Zealand.
Mexico.
Ah.
Favorite side dish?
Tiramisu.
Dope.
Favorite summertime activity.
Tanning.
Had to double check himself just to make sure.
I'm writing these down just for reference.
Favorite brand of shoe?
Favorite brand of shoe? Nikes.
Oh, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Oh.
Well, what's your favorite genre of music?
Country.
Wouldn't have guessed. Okay. Favorite animal. That's not a dog, a cat, or a bird.
Blue tongue lizard.
Whoa.
Good choice.
Favorite country song?
Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts.
That's a classic.
Slap. That's a slap.
Favorite winter activity.
Rolling around in my blankets.
Nice.
That's
what's
Few
up.
more.
It's even I can't figure a question.
Yeah,
Favorite alcoholic beverage?
Tequila Sunrise.
what would you want to do besides doing radio?
Stand-up comedy or voice impressions. All right. One more each.
Oh man. I'm just trying to look for inspiration. I can't. Jack, you go first. Maybe I can figure something.
All right. Favorite fruit.
Bananas.
Favorite actor?
Jim Carrey.
Oh, good choice. He's a good man.
So if you guys could pick anyone to interview, who would it be and why?
Oh.
Ooh.
Do we get one each?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I would probably interview, I'd say Daft Punk would be my choice because they're my musical heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're my biggest inspiration. Whenever I make music, I've always loved that French house sound, big sidechain kicks, funky samples. Like that's why I wanted to make music. So if I could interview them, I'd probably have to learn French. But if I could interview them, that would be a dream, honestly.
I would. That's a great one. Maybe somebody like, like a really awesome producer like Benny Blanco, I think would be really awesome to interview. For one, he's a very funny human. Like he's a very funny human indeed. And two, he's created some of the biggest hits of all time, like throughout the past like 10 years. So I would love to like ask him like, how does that even work? And like, how does that process work of just like recording, writing for other people? And like, what is that whole kind of like idea? Because he kind of made his whole like career off that, which I think is really interesting.
I think the main question I'd ask him is, why do you hate Charlie Puth?
That's a good question. Yeah,
it's an ongoing thing. Hey, why does he hate Charlie Puth?
What has Charlie ever done to us? Why is everyone hating on Charlie Puth at the moment? What has he done to us?
Maybe just a marketing thing. It's just a marketing thing for sure. Like
maybe.
Or maybe he just didn't ask Benny to help him on his album, so he's like mad about it. I don't know.
Okay, so if you guys weren't doing radio, what would you be doing?
I'd probably just pursue my degree. I'm halfway. Well, I've finished my postgrad. I just got to do my master's. I was doing psychology, so I would probably finish that off. Go do clinical psychology somewhere. It's still something I want to do later in life, but I'd definitely be fast tracking that if I wasn't doing this now.
Yeah,
that'd be such an interesting career choice. Like just to go from like this to that. That'd be so interesting. Tell your clients that as well. That'd be so interesting. They'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm in GroundHog. I don't know if you know.
I don't know. I think I'm currently still like doing my career, which is being a primary school teacher. So that's like something that I do and work and am working towards. And I actually finished my degree this Friday. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. On the job hunt, I'm looking, but yeah, you never know when like these radio things kind of like take off. It's kind of like it's a slow burn. And then every now and again, you never know, something just might hit and then just zoom. You're off, you're going around, you're doing everything, you're doing heaps of things. But no, like I still want to pursue this career as a teacher. I think it's a really awesome thing to do. And I love incorporating just bits of my personality and like my radio show and my music, and kids love that. Kids love seeing you share your passion. So I think it would be really awesome.
Yeah, I actually went to my old high school after I graduated, and I was like, "Oh, guys, I'm going to a radio station." And they're like, "Really? You cannot be lying to us?" Showed them my certificate saying like, "Congratulations," and they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh," and then came back, and they're like, "So, how was it?" I was like, "I passed," and they all jumped on me. It's like, "Yay, we know a famous person. He's going to teach us stuff." I'm like, "No."
That's a big responsibility, bro.
Yeah. They're like,
now you got to teach them how to be famous.
Exactly. They're like, "Oh, this guy's on TikTok. He does stand-up. He does voice impressions. He does all this stuff. He's going to teach us all." I'm like, dude, I can barely teach myself, let alone 20 kids.
Yeah. I'm trying to sort my career out. I need to sort your career out.
Me first, you next.
One at a time, guys. Come on.
Yeah. So, speaking of voice impressions, I want to see if you guys can do any. Can you?
I'm told I can.
Okay.
I'll say that.
What can you do, Jack?
Well,
Give us a sample.
Give us a sample. I can do like average impressions of like I can do a Stewie Griffin.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, Brian, evil dog, blasted one.
That's pretty good.
Nice. The compression of Zoom makes it sound better.
Oh yeah. My partner says I can do a really good impression of Elmo asking a child to get a beer. Like,
I haven't heard this one.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's always hard to get into the voice. It's like, can you get Elmo a beer? It's like, go to the fridge. Yeah. It's like the fun thing. I used to be able to do Kermit the Frog pretty well too, but I'm not that good at that anymore.
Yeah.
Twos.
Yeah. I used to do a plankton. That was the one that people used to get me to do. I used to be able to do plankton, but I can't really. I can try. You got to get into it. You got to.
Yeah.
Crabs, plankton, Mr. Krabs and the Krabby Patty secret formula. Wait, it's really tricky. I used to be able to do it way better.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I've been saying that a lot lately.
Okay, so here is the game. I'm going to give you guys a voice impression. So now we're going to switch up. We're going to go Jack, then Henry. So
right.
I'm going to do a voice impression. You have to tell me who it is before you can try and impersonate it yourself.
Okay, so you're going to do the impression, and then we have to guess who it is, and then we have to do it. Okay, cool. All right.
All right. Jack, you're first. Let's go with Homie. Amy no toast again.
That's Marge. That's Marge Simpson.
Now you got to do it.
Yep. Hey, you got to do it.
Homie, homie, my hair is very big. I don't know anything that Marge says.
Great. Awesome.
Amazing. Henry, let's go. Hey, Stu, how are you?
I was Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's so hard to do. Low. I can't do it. Can only do the laugh. Can't speak in his dialogue. That'd be really hard.
That's all you need.
Fair enough. All right, Jack. Let's go with. Okay. Ooh, Smithers, go get my bubble bath.
Oh, is that's Burns? That's old mate Burns.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm old. Smithers, rub me down. I don't know. I don't really watch The Simpsons.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, I'd love to. It's getting saucy.
Okay, Henry, let's go with. Oh, what the heck is going on?
Is that Arnold?
It's supposed to be, yeah.
Oh, okay. Help me, please. Get to the chopper.
I just can't imagine Arnold saying, "Help me, please." That's beautiful.
I am the Terminator.
Excuse me, can you help me? I'm in a difficult situation.
I can't fit through this door frame.
Amazing.
Right.
Can you please reach up to the top shelf? I cannot reach. Arnold being too small.
Oh, imagine
It's a good idea. It's comedy gold, Henry.
Okay, let's go. All right, Jack. We're gonna be one. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that's Daddy Trump.
That is Donald J. Trump. How are you doing?
Oh, all right, here we go. I saw a video on how to do this, but I don't remember all the tips, so I'll give it a go. I was Crooked Hillary. I was walking around, and I saw this thing. You got to use the hands. It was very big. I was walking around, and I saw Crooked Hillary. She walked into the McDonald's. The nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Also,
we're gonna build a wall.
We're gonna build a huge wall, that I can tell you.
I'm gonna come. Have you not seen that bit where he just looks at he's in the press conference store and he's just at the podium, he's like, I'm gonna come, and everyone just starts clapping.
As they should. As they should.
Oh no, my main one is if my daughter wasn't my daughter, I'd marry her.
Yeah.
All right, Henry.
I can't believe you got away with that.
Yeah, never. All right. Oh, my fellow Americans.
Oh yeah. Is that Obama?
Yep. Daddy Obama.
Daddy Obama.
My boy.
It's always in the hand gestures.
Yes.
My fellow Americans, I just have one thing to say to this nation. Why are bitches tripping?
It's a good question.
That is a good
Thank you,
question.
Mr. President.
It's a great question. Sorry, I forgot if we were allowed to swear or not. I should have
No,
asked, but
it's fine. It's totally fine. All right, Jack Henry, I'm going to give you the floor. Promote yourself. Instagram, TikToks, anything.
Oh, okay. We are not on TikTok, although maybe we should be. We are on Instagram at GroundHog_NZ, also at the Vibe Saturdays _, and you can follow the Vibe, the radio station we work at We Are The Vibe. It's We Are The Vibe.live.
go follow us. You probably
There you
can't see this, but go follow us.
I can see it. It's all right. I'll go follow us.
Okay, cool, sweet.
And we do a radio show on the Vibe every Saturday from 12 to 3. You can find us on wearethevibe.live. Just punch it into your search bar. Or if you're in the Mount or in Tauranga, you can tune into 107.7 FM. We have songs on Spotify. We just called GroundHog, all one word. We have songs coming out soon. We have some edits coming out on SoundCloud, which is really fun. Have I missed anything, Henry?
Look us up on Spotify. Here we are with all of our songs. Wow.
There we go. We recently released a cool track called So Simple, and it's really fun. You should check it out.
That was great.
Awesome.
Good job, Jack.
Thanks. I should do this for a living.
You should take my job. All right,
No,
Jack Henry, thank you so much. What's next for you guys?
We've got what is next? We've got our regular radioing show, which we love to do. We've got a festival coming up that we're playing, which is gonna be very exciting.
Hopefully December 11th.
Yep, December 11th
Hopefully.
at the
Otherwise, January 8th.
Yeah. Next big thing for us, we're just looking to get more people coming into the radio show, get some more connections, meet some more people, and I think that'd be the best thing to do actually for us, honestly. Like, don't worry about like doing big shows and all that stuff. Like, I think bottom of the line is we just want to make some more connections with people. So, and then later down the line, you never know, someone will be like, "Hey, do you want to come to Auckland or Wellington or Dunedin?"
And
or
that's
whatever. It's just like, yeah,
Oh, Dunedin, that'd be interesting.
Dunners.
We should probably clarify this. The festival is called Electrophoria Festival. You find it on Facebook. That's where the ticket links are. I can't think of the actual ticket link off the top of my head. And the day after, on the 12th of December, we also have a gig at Mount Social Club, which is just us from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sponsored by Jumping Goat Liqueur. It's going to be super fun. Door sales, all that stuff. It's going to be super sick.
All right, guys, thank you so much for taking your time. I'll make sure to send you the link so you guys can do whatever you want with it. And hopefully, when you guys become big, rich, and famous, we can do this again sometime.
Sweet. We'll get you on the show. We'll do it the other way around.
Ooh, looks like a
The
trip
switch
to
up.
Tauranga is coming. Let's go.
The switch up. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, thank you guys so much.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you.
Catch you later.
See ya.
Thank you.